It's that time of the month again, and everyone is asking me the same question. Will the Fiend Bray Wyatt return at WWE Fastlane? Short history lesson in case you've been living under a rock. The Fiend was set on fire by Randy Orton after their Firefly Inferno match at WWE TLC, and he has not been seen in any capacity. We haven't seen Funhouse Bray, Muscle Man Bray, Cult Leader Bray, or The Fiend since TLC. 3 months! But this Sunday at WWE Fastlane, it is Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton, an intergender match. There hasn't been an announced stipulation to this match. It's not going to be in the Funhouse as far as we know. It's just going to be in the ring. But of course, this has to be the perfect time to bring him back. Will the Fiend return to save Alexa Bliss? On paper, you're going to say that this is going to be a Randy Orton easy win, right? Well, of course, I don't think it's going to be a technical wrestling match at all. I think it's going to be a segment, basically. A huge supernatural element to the match with Alexa Bliss doing crazy things like normal to Randy Orton and probably getting the advantage the majority of the time. It makes sense, therefore, that this will lead to the return of The Fiend. Or does it? It makes so much sense that The Fiend returns at Fastlane, but it made sense at the Royal Rumble. We thought that The Fiend could be a surprise entrant. The Fiend could cost Randy Orton the Royal Rumble match. Even Randy Orton was worried about it before the Royal Rumble, which put the idea in a lot of fans' head. And of course, a lot of people were left disappointed after the Rumble when The Fiend no-showed. Elimination Chamber, exactly the same. We thought it genuinely makes sense. The chamber will be on fire. Randy Orton will be destroyed by The Fiend inside the chamber. And once again, he didn't. Randy Orton was eliminated quickly. There was no Fiend return. So just because it makes sense doesn't mean it has to happen. However, recently on Raw, we've witnessed Alexa Bliss seemingly know now how to bring The Fiend back. And this ritual that she's performing in the Funhouse with the Bucks seemingly is the key to resurrect The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Now, does that involve Randy Orton? If it does, it makes perfect sense that Alexa challenged Randy to the match at Fastlane. And maybe there's something that's going to happen in this match that allows The Fiend to return. Maybe that box gets played to its finale. Maybe Randy Orton's blood or something is the key to unlock it all. We don't know yet. We'll find out Sunday. But I do think the time is right this Sunday for The Fiend to return. And if you read the dirt sheets, of course, they're all speculating the same thing. But err on the side of caution. They did for the Royal Rumble as well. I do just see, though, this box, the fact it was introduced pretty much after the Elimination Chamber in the build-up to Fastlane, I do feel like, this is the final pay-per-view stop now. You have to do something big. You've got a few weeks. You've got to do something. And I think Alexa Bliss, knowing the ritual, as AJ Styles called it, her voodoo witch magic that she's been playing on Randy Orton, all comes to a head this Sunday. And that box right there opens. Maybe something magical happens, supernatural for sure, and The Fiend returns. It wouldn't shock me if we just got a sighting on the Titantron of The Fiend. WWE might not want to give away the full image of The Fiend yet. They might want to save that for WrestleMania. But on the other hand, they might not. We might see The Fiend appear in the ring. Don't forget, we're not expecting The Fiend to look the same. It's possible he does, but I think he will come back with a new look of some sort at least. And I think WWE have shown in the past that they're willing to show the look of The Fiend before his matches and things like that, so it makes sense. Because 2 weeks after Fastlane, is WrestleMania, and we expect The Fiend to go one-on-one with Randy Orton at WrestleMania. So you have got that few weeks to start even deeper, darker mind games by The Fiend on Orton. I kind of hope it's going to be some kind of Firefly Funhouse match, but again, don't expect it because WWE might not want to do a cinematic match with fans returning at WrestleMania. Might not be the way they want to go. Erring on the side of caution, it is always possible Alexa Bliss does something, unlocks the box or something, Randy then does something to her, and we don't see the Fiend Bray Wyatt until Raw, maybe the Raw before Mania, or even at, like, worst case scenario, at WrestleMania itself. It's possible his return doesn't happen this Sunday, but the start of it does start Sunday. Does that make sense? Alexa has seemingly been in positions multiple times where Randy Orton has hurt her, or she's asked Randy Orton to, and the Fiend never came to save her then, so I'm not too sure if he will this Sunday either. We'll find out. But it's so cool that WWE can break those kind of barriers down time and time again, and Alexa Bliss being involved in this story makes so much sense. And the fact they're giving her a pay-per-view match against a male is huge. And just imagine what that does to someone like Alexa Bliss. To say that she pinned Randy Orton at Fastlane. It's a possibility that actually happens. The other question I've been asked a lot is about Rhea Ripley. Of course, Rhea Ripley is coming soon to Monday Night Raw. Is it possible her debut happens at Fastlane when she maybe helps Randy Orton against Alexa Bliss? It's a very out there theory, but it is possible. Rhea is the only person so far to basically have won over on the Fiendess Alexa Bliss, that evil persona of Alexa, so kind of makes sense Randy might recruit her. Definitely could build to a WrestleMania match between the Nightmare versus the Fury. Only problem I have with this match is Rhea needs the win. She's new to the main roster. Alexa's character, this is that character's first ever WrestleMania, so you kind of want to give Alexa Bliss that big WrestleMania moment. Definitely can still have a WrestleMania moment with a defeat, but it's just something I don't know if WWE want to book. But I do feel, no matter if Rhea Ripley gets involved or not, that after all the mind games, all the torture that Alexa's put Randy through, we finally see what Bray Wyatt's really been working on this Sunday at not WrestleMania. What am I talking about? Fastlane! I'm getting ahead of myself. It's to be expected, isn't it? WrestleMania is now just 2 weeks away from this Sunday. I think we're going to see The Fiend ride into battle again. Hopefully with Alexa Bliss still side by side, because I really love Alexa doing stuff in the women's division as well. But no matter what, remember, I do think he's going to change his look. But he's still the same person, and he'll always light the way, Fireflies. All you have to do is let him in. And while we're talking about bringing the Fiend back, can we take a moment, please, to remember the hashtag bring them back if he returns? I want them to return as well, because I really damn well miss those freaking puppets. I want to shout those 2 words. If you watch things you might have missed, you know those 2 words. I want to shout them so much. It's crazy, though, to think that this Sunday, The Fiend returns. That gives us 2 weeks to see his new look, to see what's new about The Fiend, before we go into an absolute mental mayhem of a match, which I'm sure it will be at WrestleMania, with The Fiend versus Randy Orton. I cannot wait to see you, Bray. Honestly, I've missed you, dude. It's been nearly 4 months. It's time's ticking, dude. We miss you. But I'd love to know what you think. Will The Fiend return at Fastlane? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, at C Wrestling UK. I'll see you next time. Peace!